14 in the NLL will have a huge impact on the postseason. Robert Church and the Saskatchewan Rush lead Panther City by a slim margin. But Phil Caputo and PCL look to even the score with the Rush. That's coming up next from Fort Worth, Texas. The Saskatchewan Rush have bounced back after a loss every game this season. Can they continue that streak tonight in Fort Worth, Texas, as they face Panther City Lacrosse for the final time in a game that could determine a playoff spot? And here is why. Week 14, San Diego's still on top of the West. The Rush, they've played 2 less games than PCL, and Sask already with 1 win over Panther City this season. Hello again, everybody. Along with Dalton Jernigan, I'm Ron Thulin. Saskatchewan Rush, they average just over 12.5 goals a game. And they're getting offense from not only their offensive players, but their defensive players as well.
And there's no surprise that the Coquitlam Limestone product, Mike Messenger, is at the top of that list. He has led Limestone College to multiple national championships and was the Division II statistical champion back in 2015. This back-end unit has generated a ton of points, and they're close to almost 50 points at this point in the season.
But when you talk about the Rush, you talk about the big three, Matthews, Church, and Keenan. Matthews and Church, they've been teammates a long time.
They've definitely been doing this a while. Mark Matthews and Robert Church have been winning championships together, going way back in their Junior A careers, where they won the 2010 Minto Cup for the Coquitlam Adnex. Then you throw in former first overall pick Ryan Keenan. That is a recipe for a high-octane offense.
Tough task for Panther City tonight, but they come in with a balanced attack, not only from the right side, but the left side as well.
Panther City might not have the seasoned offensive veterans that Sask has, other than Callum Crawford, but they can create from either side. Will Malcolm is on a record-breaking pace this season, generating production on the left side. You have a combined 100 points between second-year vet Patrick Dodds and the leading Rookie of the Year candidate, Jonathan, the producer, Donville.
Well, let's talk about Patrick Dodds. He's one of those players that has altered his role a little bit this year.
Dodds has certainly had to change his role this season with Panther City after bolstering the right side by adding Donville and Crawford. The big righty really found his stride last week, netting 4 goals with his inside finishing ability and his blistering outside shot.
And Maggie Hale caught up with Doddsy a moment ago.
Patrick, coming off a big game for you last week against Colorado, 4 goals. How do you keep that momentum up for this week against Sask?
I think just trust our system, keep doing what we're doing, and all you can hope is your stick's hot. The new jerseys look nice, so hopefully they'll give me a little bit of a boost.
Definitely more about those jerseys later. Ron?
Thank you, Maggie. Panther City looks to contain the high-octane offense of the Rush. We'll have the face-off coming up from Dickies Arena in Fort Worth right after this. Welcome back inside of Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, Texas. These two teams met on December the 31st. The Rush won 11-9. They had 7 power play chances and scored on 5 of them. And that is their head coach, Jimmy Quinlan, retired as a player in 2013, was named interim head coach last April, finished the season on a 4-game win streak. We'll talk about him a little bit later. And the Hall of Fame coach for Panther City has done an outstanding job. Tracy Koluski, one of the best ever to play the game. 14 seasons, nearly 400 goals. He's pumped up. He's using the smelling salts to get ready. Let's introduce our guaranteed rate starting goalies for tonight. Alex Bouquet, 5-4 on the season. And for Panther City, it'll be Nick Damoud, 37 saves away from 1,000. Already is tied the 2022 win total he had at 6-5. And we are underway. So many different scenarios going on as far as the playoff picture. But for both teams, it's a must-win situation. Panther City wearing their Texas-flavored jerseys tonight. And Saskatchewan playing without Marty Dinsdale tonight. Marshall Powless, Bobby Kidd III, Jeremy Searle, all have been scratched from the lineup. Here is Church, goes to the far side, then he tries to cut. First shot, score! Dan Littner coming up with his 14th goal of the season.
Yeah, that was a beautiful off-ball cut. Nice finish by Littner there.
How quick was that? Less than 30 into it.
Yeah, I think Panther City just got a little lost off ball there, and Littner made him pay for it.
Now, Nick Damoud had no shot at that, and that's not the way you want to start a game. However, if you're Panther City, there have been times this season that Nick Damoud gave up a couple of early goals, then he became the brick wall.
Yeah, a lot of times for goalies, they want to get one, easy save or get hit to really get them in the game. But we talked about it before. Mark Matthews, the offense is going to run through him. Beautiful feed. Littner doing an excellent job executing off ball.
Liam Patton near side. Now he tries to get off the floor. Caputo will give it up. And here is Will Malcolm. Malcolm and Caputo, quite a 1-2 combination. They want to get a little more from Caputo tonight. And there is the turnover. And it turns on to a 3-on-1 on the breakaway. Good job defensively, trying to catch up with it. Messenger tried to keep control of it.
Yeah, I think they're going to call Messenger on a hold. He got a little frisky with his free hand there.
Mark Messenger, the Hammer. You were telling me a great story from years ago, the college days of Messenger.
Yeah, I actually coached against him in the NCAA Final Four for the University of Tampa. He was at Limestone. Game-changing play in the third quarter or fourth quarter. He comes down, slide comes, bounces right off of it. He steps in and just hammers it, puts it upper 90.
I believe it. He's got the biggest handshake I've ever had. Well,
Tracy totally engulfs you.
Totally engulfs you. Panther City now on the power play. 55% on the season, 32 of 58. And they'll have it. Only 18 on the shot clock. Trying to set it up with Malcolm. Malcolm spreading it around. Far side. Looking for any type of shot. Malcolm, nice dish inside. Beautiful save by Bouquet.
It was a great look by Malcolm. Really good job by Caputo getting open in the inside.
Bouquet had a rough second quarter last week. Was pulled in favor of Penny. Here is Malcolm. Watch the footwork of him. Shot, no. Kick back out. Panther City will get it back. And they'll try to set things up again. Here is Donville, the rookie, having an outstanding year. You have the great nickname for him.
The producer.
The producer. Shot won't go down, and here comes Saskatchewan.
And I can't take credit on that. I think he's had that nickname for a while because he majored in broadcasting, and he has a podcast.
There you go.
I got to hear him actually a few weeks ago on Lax Classified where they brought that up. So that was some stolen material.
There we go. Hey, yeah. It'll work, though. Here's Austin Madronic. He is having an outstanding season, Madronic. They expected him to contribute on the right side, and he has so far. The turnover, Panther City again. Power play, 30 seconds left.
Ron, look for Panther City really just start swinging the ball. Bouquet takes up a lot of the cage. You got to get him moving pipe to pipe so they can put the ball in the back of the net.
Now they put Crawford at top. He's got it right now. A little behind the back pass. Looking for Malcolm. He's trying to sneak in the middle. Back to Crawford. Crawford. Nice pass inside. Another Bouquet goes down.
And I think right now, Panther City, they just got to get the ball in and out of their stick a little bit faster. You're seeing them get a little extra cradle, and that's allowing the defense to set up and Bouquet to get to the other side of the pipe to make a good save.
3 seconds left in the penalty, and it is going to be over. Tracy Koleski telling us yesterday that part of the problem is team, they're young. Consistency's a problem, but he said the mistakes are easy cleanups.
Could have some transition here, Ron.
2-on-1, Panther City on the rush. The shot wide right.
Really nice glove save by Bouquet there.
Alex Bouquet, 78% save percentage, 10.23 goals against, 31 saves away from 2,500 coming into the game for Alex Bouquet. Both teams back at full strength. Panther City making a change offensively. Donville now sets the pick. Here comes Malcolm. That quick feet. Malcolm in, shoots, scores!
Will Malcolm's got to be one of the fastest guys in the league. He does an excellent job sucking the defender out. That defender overplayed him, really made him pay by capitalizing on an S dodge and coming underneath. You see it here. Takes advantage of a bad approach, is able to cut his defender off in the S dodge, and scores.
3 minutes and 13 seconds after Saskatchewan took the lead, Malcolm dunks it in for his 25th goal of the season, his 68th point this year. I tell you, he is lethal from the outside.
And I think there's a good chance at the end of the season he could be in triple digits.
I think he can too. And Malcolm and Caputo almost have a little bromance going on, don't you think?
If you paid attention on Instagram, they, I think, were awarded the #1 bromance on the team.
I don't know if I want that title.
Please make sure I get that back.
And our officials tonight.
I have the jersey whenever.
Coach Quillen, he might be looking to challenge here. Certainly has the best mullet in the league out of the coaching staff.
Far. But Coach Quinlan was an agitator, according to his former coach, when he was a player. And they are going to take the replay, I think. But it is 1-1. Panther City, Saskatchewan all tied up. Again, Panther City trying to clean up some of the mistakes from last week's game. Saskatchewan, they gave up 16 goals last week to Vancouver. That's the most of the year. They've had success on the road. They won 2 of their last 3 road games. And we have the stoppage of play, as they like to say.
Ron, have you tried any of the Cowtown brewskis?
No, I have not. You know, I only live 30 minutes away, but I don't get down here that often. I guess maybe I should.
Definitely one of the biggest sponsors in the arena tonight.
Absolutely. Well, they keep looking up at the big screen. Our officials, by the way, Brett Columbia is the crew chief. John Van der Gerson is the other official. Blair Ferguson. Lawrence Johnston is on the clock. And we are tied. No challenge, and so they'll move it up. Rubish near side. And he will go off. And the offense comes on for Saskatchewan. Again, as we mentioned in the open, about 12.5 goals a game. Little spin move, no place to go for Madronic. Back to Madronic. He's got the quick shot. Got a good overhand. A lot of battle in the middle of the floor, and they turn it over. Nice job defensively by Foley.
If they push. Thought they were going to push to get that 2-on-1 situation, but Saskatchewan did a really good job on their substitution to stop that.
Big shot by Patton. Liam Barnes is not playing tonight for Panther City. His sister's getting married this weekend, and we congratulate her. Shot, score! That is the shot we talk about.
Yeah,
Robert Church.
You can't let Robert Church get his hands free. He did a good job sweeping over the top here, getting his hands free and hammering it home.
One more look at it. So we haven't played 5 minutes. We already got 3 goals scored. Robert Church coming up with the goal. That's his 24th, excuse me, his 24th of the season. Church comes into the game 9 assists away from 400 in his career. 3 games versus Panther City in the last year and a half. He has 26 points. He likes playing Panther City.
I'd like to see the stats on how many of their points have been between Mark Matthews and Robert Church over their career.
That would be an outstanding stat to try to find. Now back on offense, Littner. Near side, tries to make the move. Spins around. Panther City trying to pack the defense in the middle. Shot this time, and Dame Mood had to put up that right arm quickly. Now they come out on a little bit of a break. Panther City's been able to have goals on their transition, especially Josh Medeiros. You and I have seen him do it a couple of times.
Unfortunately, that pass was a bit outside.
Just a bit outside, as they like to say. Quick move inside. This time Damoud goes down to make the save. Up ahead, here is Foley. Foley gives it up. Shot, no, high. Damoud kicks it up into the net.
Definitely looks like Panther City's getting their transition opportunities there. That one was just a little high. Bouquet might have caught that in the shoulder pad, or it went off the top crossbar.
And we have a timeout, 9:37 left to play in the opening quarter. Glad you're with us tonight. The Rush on top of Panther City, 2-1. The National Lacrosse League is brought to you by NLLshop.com. A Fanatics experience, officially licensed everything. And by Guaranteed Rate. Now, more than ever, you need the best. Lower Dome, Jernigan, Maggie, Hale, I'm Ron Thulin. Welcome back inside of Dickey's Arena. Right now, Panther City. They seem a little hesitant on offense.
You can see it in their ball movement. They just got to start swinging the passes a lot quicker. There's an excellent off-ball cut. They're getting looks, especially in transition, but we just got to clean up some of their passes, and they got to finish those opportunities on the doorstep.
Well, we see Saskatchewan. They like to run. They like to take the quick shot. They're 5-0 in scoring first, and they did score first in this ball game. So they'll set things up offensively.
Panther City's definitely got to be aware when Mark Matthews has got the ball. He's looking to feed it. They're doing a good job, especially Littner off ball.
Try to force the turnover, and they do. Good job that time on Matthews. Both teams make the substitution. Those of you new to lacrosse, offense and defense, different players for the most part. And they just do it on the fly, kind of like hockey.
The only difference is hockey usually are staying on shifts where they're subbing every single defense and offensive shift to get their personnel in.
And again, Bouquet makes the save. That's the 7th shot on goal for Panther City. Still have it, fresh 30 on the shot clock.
Great
Malcolm
second effort by Callum Crawford there on that loose ball right in front of the net.
Callum Crawford lives in Tulsa, likes to bring his family down for the games. The shot low. They tried to skip it past Bouquet. 12 to shoot. Malcolm swings it across. Nice job defensively, poking it away by Barnable. Panther City right in the middle. Easy save for Bouquet. Bouquet came over from Vancouver in 2022, was a little inconsistent. And when you look at Saskatchewan last year, what was missing? Goalies last season.
Everyone talked about it, like why couldn't they figure it out? They just didn't have what they needed in the net. And now you have Bouquet. When he's on, he's one of the best goalies in the league, and he certainly takes up a lot of the net.
Ironically, he's an insurance agent, so he can insure the wins. Don't try this at home. I'm a professional. And now Malcolm. And they like the way they come out and they try to hound him with Matt Beers. Again, they're missing Bobby Kidd III. Big defensive player for him. Shot, Bouquet, again, another save. Panther City getting the shots, just not getting the goals.
And the big reason is they're getting quick shots, but it's at low shooting angles. There, you're stepping into it. Bouquet's ready. He can set up. You got to get him moving pipe to pipe, but you need to increase your shooting angle, come more up the floor when they're trying to score against him.
Try to go low on Damoud. Loose ball. Panther City will have an excellent shot and a possible transition.
Great feed by Tony Malcolm there.
Tony Malcolm didn't play a couple of games, was injured. He's had 15 loose balls the last 2 games. That's what they like about him. Little fake out, great pass inside, score! What a job on the inside, ending up with a goal.
It all starts with Mark Matthews. That was a heck of a face dodge. Really sold the defender, overplaying, and was able to dish the ball to go up by 3.
Mallory gets the goal.
Mark Matthews really sells the windup, gets that defender to bite on the face dodge. Mallory's in a great spot to put it in the back of the net.
And again, Nick Damoud was kind of left helpless on that, wasn't he?
That's a tough one. He was already extended out. I think everybody thought Mark Matthews was going to shoot it. By selling that windup, really caught the defense, including Dave Mood, off guard.
So it's 3-1 now, Saskatchewan. Again, Panther City getting in a little bit of a hole here. Josh Medeiros will stay on offense. Now he heads to the bench. 6:15 to play here in the opening quarter. Again, got to move that ball. Tracy Kowalski has stressed that going back to last season. Can't be stagnant. Shot overhead, big shot. Malcolm comes up with a loose ball, fights for it near side. They're going to have a collision on the boards. Both teams trying to dig it out.
Really impressive defense by Beers there. Great footwork to close out on Malcolm.
How about that? 4-on-1. Malcolm comes up with a loose ball, kicks it away with a foot.
The Rush's defense is relentless right now on the defensive end, really hounding Panther City's players when they're subbing and taking advantage of the uneven situation in favor of the defense.
I mean, just look at that last one. They had 4 players around Will Malcolm. Church trying to get away. Now switches sides.
Great job by Foley putting his stick in the shooting lane there.
And here comes again on the possible transition. Quick shot. No. Patton got a good look at it, and we're going to get a penalty called.
That's the second transition opportunity Tony Malcolm's created. He really showed up ready to play, and we saw it, him walking in the stadium. It was kind of a mix between a Cool Hand Luke Cowboy version.
A lot of the players are going ahead and using the Texas theme tonight.
Even Coach TK had the Cowboy hat on.
He was working it, though. I mean, he was working it. So second power play for Panther City. We're not able to capitalize on the first one. And again, Bouquet goes down to make the save with 4:53 to play here in the opening quarter. Saskatchewan playing outstanding lacrosse right now. And they're going to kind of hold things up.
And I think that power play went a little awry. We've seen Panther City bring up the 2 low guys and cross seal to open up a skip lane to skip it to the other side. I think they got a little discombobulated on the right side, or the lefty side.
We've got a timeout, 4:35 left to play in the opening quarter. You're watching the National Lacrosse League on Saturday night. The Rush leads Panther City 3-1.
Welcome back to Fort Worth, Dickies Arena. Panther City down right now, 3-1 against Saskatchewan. But the boys are rocking some snazzy jerseys tonight. Texas Forever night here in Dickies Arena. We've got the Texas flag going on. We've even got the Longhorns on the side. And that's not all. They've even got shorts, the Fort Worth skyline on those shorts. But they're not just looking like cool cowboys tonight. There's a reason they're wearing these. And Dalton's got a little bit more on that.
Thanks, Maggie. They are going to be auctioning off, and all the proceeds are going to go towards Bridge Lacrosse. Bridge Lacrosse is a nonprofit organization that provides equal access for communities, the youth communities, through lacrosse. Their focus includes under-resourced and urban communities throughout North Texas.
And how about that? Panther City comes right back. A much-needed goal. And, of course, it's the rookie. Take a look at it again, Dalton.
Panther City does a great job moving the ball, and then the producer finds a soft spot in the defense, is able to slip underneath them and score at a very low shooting angle percentage.
Crawford and Malcolm get assists on that play. But that was much needed for Panther City. They have the firepower. We've seen it in a number of games this season where they can really open it up. They got the face-off there, and that is huge for Panther City. They've struggled at times in face-offs.
Certainly having Burton in the lineup up certainly helps, and you see them do better. Back to the offense, I think they just have to get in their groove.
And a fresh 30 on the shot clock. Panther City will set things up. Tried to get it right in the middle. Caputo was not able to get the wicket on the ball. Panther City loses the ball. They get it quickly up ahead. Here is Enju, Isaac Enju. Made his NLL debut versus Panther City last December. Ball kicked up high, they'll set it up again.
Great job by Saskatchewan, pushing transition there. Church was almost able to put that far side.
Church this time wings it far side, and they turn it over. Panther City fights for the loose ball, and they come up with it with 3:15 to play in the quarter.
I think that pass is coming in a little too hot.
I think it is too. And here comes Panther City. Took almost 8 seconds for them to get things set up offensively.
Oh, a little double pick action there by Panther City.
Here's Donville. Donville looking for something. And Panther City lose it. And here comes Saskatchewan on the breakaway. 2-on-1. Shot, no, wide right. Dilks had a good look at it, wasn't able to put it in the net. And Panther City again with Malcolm. Malcolm is so slick. The quick stop, the overhead, no. Damoud got a foot on it, and it'll go over the glass.
Love Goche. He has no problem mixing it up. You saw him trying to get after Robert Hope against Colorado, and he's mixing it up down there in the low lefty spot.
Well, you talk to the coaching staffs, they said Goche is so hard to take out, even out of a game. Even though he's not scoring goals, he's doing so many other things, including making people around him better. Here comes Boudreau. Boudreau looks, shoots, no, can't get it. Panther City's got it. 2 minutes to play here in the first.
Ron, we talked about it during the open. Saskatchewan's ability to generate offense in transition, and it's really their passing. Seeing some of their passing, how sharp their passes are, pinpoint accuracy, is really impressive.
Panther City averaging 11.8 goals a game. That was a no-look pass, and I think Will Malcolm was expecting Donville to see it.
Donville wasn't even looking there. I think he was talking to one of his teammates to set up their offense.
You want to finish a quarter out on a good note. Loose ball picked up. Panther City's got it, and it's going to be a foot race. Good job, pass. Oh, right inside, score!
You mentioned talking about the little things. Right there, it all starts with that. Burton does an incredible job really getting that GB and then making the smart decision to pull out of the double team. Beautiful backhand feed over to Tony Malcolm, who is able to score.
Let's take a couple of looks at it, Dalton.
Right here, Burton senses that double team as that slide comes. Beautiful backhand feed. And then Tony Malcolm able to make the rush pay in transition.
Tony Malcolm's 4th goal of the season. That is his 82nd career goal, joining his brother Will Malcolm on Panther City, giving him quite a 1-2 punch. Closing it on 1 minute to play in the first.
Tony might have to rock the cowboy cool hand look.
Yeah.
Luke look every game from now on.
I don't know. Will Malcolm had one of the better looks. Donville went with just the scarf around his neck. That was weak. We got to tell the rook. Got to wear the hat, buddy.
Well, he had to do a lot of promo. He was rocking the cowboy hat all week this week, so you got to take it a little easy on the producer there.
There we go. And also the guys were rocking the belts. We had the belt buckles that were bigger than their heads. That was kind of cool. Here's Church. Swings it far side. 40 seconds to play in the quarter. Back to Church. 10 to shoot. Church on the cut. Stops, looks, fires, no. Off left side, fresh 30. About a 2-second difference, shot of the game clock. And we got a stoppage of play.
Didn't quite see what happened there, but I saw Littner definitely went down. Might have been a cross check to the back.
And this will be the first power play for Saskatchewan today. How tough is it to have it with just 29 seconds left in a quarter, because it'll carry over, obviously, to the second.
This is a great opportunity for them. They want to use the entire shot clock to get a shot off, unless it's a guaranteed layup.
Church, 62%, by the way, power play success rate for Saskatchewan. Get right inside, and Damoud covers it up.
Definitely a big save by Damoud there. Panther City can't let somebody walk in unguarded like that.
I think they're going to hear about it. Breakaway. No, wide right.
Oh, man. That glove save by Bouquet was impressive there.
And that's the way the first quarter was going to come to an end. Saskatchewan scored the first goal of the game. They went up 3-1. But Panther City has come back to tie it. We are 3-3. One quarter is in the books. On Monday, the Toronto Rock head to Philadelphia to take on the Wings in an East Conference clash on ESPN Plus, TSN Plus. You can also join Pat Gregorian and Teddy Jenner as they host the NLL's first ever watch party. Special guests are going to be Jack Hanna of the Desert Dogs and Kevin Crowley of the Seals. Don't miss out on this Monday at 7 o'clock Eastern on ESPN Plus and TSN Plus.
Well, Ron, Texas Forever Night is definitely a fan favorite, and we're getting viewers all the way up in Syracuse, New York. Patrick Duffy and his Syracuse lacrosse teammates are watching it back east.
There we go. Anytime we get people to watch it, we're happy. Happy, happy, happy.
And speaking of Jack Hannon, he just continues to impress. He had a heck of a game again at the first ever outdoor game against San Diego earlier today.
San Diego won that game, able to hold their lead for first place. But how about Las Vegas? Started out the year a little shaky. They kind of remind me a little bit of Panther City. They were actually one game away from 500 coming into that game with San Diego today.
And I think we'll talk about it later, but that game was really tight. It wasn't until the end when San Diego started to pull away, just with some of the veterans they have with Curtis Dixon and Westberg.
Matthews now running the point up front. He's got it. Looks behind the back pass. Shoot. No. Good job, Damoud, but they'll get it again. Still 55 seconds left in the penalty. Matthews has the big shot. Can't get it to go. Loose ball. Kicked by the official. Panther City trying to dig it out, and they do with 40 seconds left in the penalty. And they're going to kind of take their time and set things up. Medeiros. He runs off.
Panther City got a little help from the official there.
I think they did. Panther City a little slow on getting players out on this transition. Patrick Dodge shoots, just misses wide right. Had a great talk as Maggie had with Patrick Dodge beginning of the game. Here's a guy that's adapted to his new role. And I almost want to expound on that. How he says, okay, I'll do whatever it takes. We just want to win.
And you see it. They're 6-5. They're so far ahead of where they were last year.
Oh, yeah.
And he's gotten so much help with adding the first overall pick, Jonathan Donville, after he came back in his 5th year playing and winning a national championship at Maryland. And then their midseason acquisition of Callum Crawford.
Penalty is over. Both teams now at full strength. Panther City trying to dig it right now. Saskatchewan getting the loose balls. And they'll set things up near side. Clark Walter, number 9, trying to set the pick, trying to open up something. And now Matthews will clean it up with only 14 on the shot clock. Mark Matthews, NLL Rookie of the Year, 2018 MVP. Big overhead shot. Panther City was there. Shot clock's going to go down. Panther City will have it.
That was a great job by Medeiros, stepping up and eating that shot, getting in the shooting lane.
What if Medeiros got his new tooth yet? That was still the best. Here's Donzie. Donville shot wide right. Donville, what a great story. You can go to the Panther City website and see his blog as he has the trials and tribulations, and we have a big collision.
That really looked like Bouquet stepped out.
Yeah.
To make contact with Malcolm when he was trying to dive across the net.
Well, Callum Crawford did not like it. He took exception to it, stayed up top. Nice steal by Barnable. Saskatchewan will have it. We're tied up at 3.
Honestly, if this wasn't such a tight game, we'd probably see a little extracurricular activities there.
And you and I are always talking about, okay, we going to have any little fisticuffs tonight? Caputo still gets the MVP on that a couple of games ago.
Oh, for sure. I think he's the best fight Panther City's had in their short history so far.
They've had more fights in their short history this year than they did all of last year.
And the fans are loving it.
Yeah, Caputo with 10.8 seconds left in the game goes, what the heck, let's do it. Shot, no. Great job, Dave Mood. Stones him twice.
Dave Mood had to get active on those 2 saves. That was big.
And Hasek will wait for the offense to come down. 11.5 to play here in the second. Here's Crawford. A little miscue. Caputo will set it up. Caputo has missed some games because of injury. As mentioned, they want to get a little more out of him tonight.
To be honest, Ron, I don't hate that pass. It was a little dump and chase action. Crawford could sense that slide coming and dumped it out. He knows where they're going to come subbing off the bench, and they were able to pick up the loose ball.
Shot clock was going down, so Crawford just had to throw it away. Here comes Saskatchewan. We told you how they like to run. Shot, no. Demuth stones it again. Jake Boudreau, great look.
I think after those big saves, Demuth's really starting to feel it. You can see it in his confidence, just even how quick he got that ball up and out in the clear.
Donville, far side. Here is Donville with 10 to shoot. Little spin move, nothing going. Donville has to give it up. Shot clock at 5. Donville's not going to be able to get it. Another shot clock violation.
And Smith did a great job really pressing out and getting on the offensive player's hands.
And I think we have a penalty.
Oh, that's a tough one. You hate to see that. So what they called there, Patrick Dodds, you had the whistle. Instead of dropping the ball, he threw it, which you can get that minor of the 2-minute delay.
So for the second time in a row, Saskatchewan will go on the power play. 0 for 2 so far, and now they're 1 for 3.
There's the Matthews Church connection. Great job on that point guy, really causing a lot of disruption up top on the top 2 defenders and setting that off-ball seal so Church can get open, get his hands free, get the shot off, but also use that as a screen.
Take a look at it one more time.
Matthews does a great job of fading, and Keenan comes in to really disrupt that defense so that Church can step in, sting that top shelf.
So Church comes up with the goal. That is his second of the night. 25 on the season for Robert Church. We talked about them in the open. Church has a lethal shot. He is such an athletic player. And now Panther City finds themselves down. Yet to have a lead in this game.
Looks like we have Duck, Duck, Goose down there.
I think we do. I don't know what the officials are waiting for. They're waiting to make sure it was indeed a goal. Again, it's Texas Forever Night. Panther City coming in at 6-5 on the season. One of the things Tracy Koloski has been big about is team bonding. And last night they didn't have shoot around or practice. They went on a team dinner.
Where did they go to?
Guess what? It's Texas barbecue. I have no idea. I know they went to a barbecue place. But he's done a lot of team bonding activities, and you and I spent a lot of time with TK. Said the chemistry was good last year, but this year they've taken it to another level. Here's a, refs are still looking at it. Here's that goal again.
Impressive power play that Matthews fading to create separation, and it really you got to give credit to Keenan.
Absolutely.
He comes in there with that seal to allow Church to come over the top and then sting that top shelf.
And the face-off won by Saskatchewan. 5 minutes gone by here in the second. They lead by 1. And now they'll have to set things up. In the middle, Panther City. Timeout's going to be called with 9:42 left to play in the opening. We've got a good one inside of Duckies Arena. 4-3, the Saskatchewan head coach Jimmy Quinlan retired as a player back in 2013. The last original player from season 1 of the Edmonton Rush. His 81 jersey retired at Rexall Place in Edmonton. Get this, he joins Wayne Gretzky, Mark Messier, Paul Coffey, Ari Curry, Al Hamilton, Grant Fuhr, Glenn Anderson, and Edmonton play-by-play guy Ron Phillips to have his jersey retired. Pretty impressive and missed only one game in his career. Very impressive company. Absolutely. Let's check in with Maggie Hale.
Yeah, guys, and his teammates described him as that kind of agitator player, the kind of guy that's going to be in your face, and he said he takes that with him being a head coach. But you know what? That's the kind of coach you want, because he's also said that Lacrosse has given him everything and more that he could have ever asked for. And you can tell by the passion this team and that coach coaches this team with.
Next game, I'm going to have that haircut. We got 2 weeks to grow it out, so I'm going to work at that.
I think he's been growing out a little longer than 2 weeks.
So too. Here's Donville. Jonathan Donville. Shot kicked out. Malcolm tries to chase it down, and he does.
But what's super impressive is how they closed out last year in those 4 games.
Oh, yeah.
4-0. Like, won 4 games, 0 losses. He's carried that momentum into this season. And really, as a coach, his overall record is 9-5.
Well, you talk to Jimmy Quinlan and read about him. He's a student of the game. Coach King, general manager, former coach Derek Keenan says he's an energetic guy. Quinlan says Keenan is one of gaining passion for the game.
Well, you can't be milk toast with that kind of help.
No,
you gotta bring the hype.
No, you can't. And I love Keenan says he was kind of aggravating at times because he wanted to know why they were doing things. One of those guys that has to know why. Up ahead, Liam Patton waits for the offense to come down. 8:35 to play here in the second. Panther City, almost a must-win situation for them. That's going to be a save again by Bouquet. 10 wins is probably the threshold Panther City needs to reach. So they've got to muster up 4 more goals, or 4 more wins the rest of the season.
And they got their work cut out for them. The West is really starting to develop, and it's pretty tight at the top. And even with Vegas, we had mentioned it. I mean, it was a really close game against the top dog in the West right now, San Diego Seals, until the last couple minutes.
City's going to take advantage of it, including tonight. Their next 4 home games, or next 4 games, are at home. They're off next week. And then following that, 3 straight home games. That's because they had to take almost all of December and January off because the rodeo was here in Stockton. Shot clock inside of 10. Matthews just has to flick it in. Dave Moon will pick it up. Quickly up ahead, trying to get the little transition going. Nice pass inside. Panther City lost it up in the air. Saskatchewan comes up with another loose ball.
Surprised Saskatchewan got away with that one. That looked like it could have been interference on that cutter.
I thought it was too. Garland lost it. Panther City comes up with it. Oh, nice little check. Speed move. Beers trying to get the best thing. Beers falls down. Patton on the shot. No.
Yeah, that looked like that was a big collision.
Yeah.
You could see Beer's eyes light up even from all the way up here.
Well, Patton, we're going to be nice to him. His lovely wife recently had a little daughter. If you've got a daughter, good luck. I got 2 of them. Matthews lost it. Debut came up with it. Did a pretty good job. Here is Medeiros near side. 6.5 to play in the second. Panther City trying to get their 7th win of the year. They've won 7 all of last season. Overhead shot. Not a tough save for Bouquet.
Oh, Will Malcolm with the pickpocket there.
I love it.
Great second effort. Smith was going up. He's just a little too casual on that clear. Will Malcolm comes out, throws a pretty impressive takeaway check.
Crawford backing his way down, trying to use his muscle. And it'll be a turnover. Saskatchewan will have it. We hit the 6-minute mark. Here is Isaac Enju. Good feet, knows how to push the ball up the floor. He's going to have his 22nd birthday this coming Wednesday.
Did you hear your son was playing? They were talking about Thurman.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love it.
I still can't believe you haven't seen the entire Pulp Fiction.
No,
As an American cult of this. That's your homework before the next game, is to watch the entire Pulp Fiction movie.
Hoop season ends. I do a lot of things I don't do during the hoop season. Here's Donville. Donville's sort of quiet so far tonight. But we've seen him be quiet and all of a sudden explode. Same with Malcolm and Dodson. Donville, nice spin move, stops on a dive. Shot blocked at 4. They got to get something off, and they do.
And that one just squeezed in there. Really great job just putting that ball super close to the plate on Bouquet's glove side. Donville really using that incredible vision that he has here. Dishes it over to Malcolm. Quick release. As you can see, that's what they got to do. Bouquet was not fully set up. You see it with his feet, and that's why he was unbalanced and he couldn't get all the way over there. They got to keep it going pipe to pipe.
That was the plan coming in. Malcolm getting his 2nd goal of the season for the 3rd-year pro. At least 4 points every game this year for Will Malcolm playing for Panther City. Every game since he's been with Panther City, I should say. Inside of 5 minutes, we're tied up at 4. Panther City trying to get their first lead of the game. Crawford has to give it up, far side. Looking back for Crawford, right in the middle. Bouquet gets up. Ball is loose, trying to knock it down.
That was great two-man action there. Beautiful slip.
Tony Malcolm is right in the middle of things. And they'll set things up offensively. Again, it starts with Matthews near side. Matthews now with the ball. Looks. Panther City trying to collide. Good job defensively. Panther trying to come up with a loose ball. Back to Matthews, and they'll set things up. Shot clock at 1. Wide to the left. See, now this gives me pumped up when I start playing a little guy Brooks, the pride of Yukon, Oklahoma. We got a timeout. 4:12 to play in the opening half. We are knotted at 4. In 4 minutes and 12 seconds, we will have the Guaranteed Rate halftime report. And coming up on that, we'll have NLL Coast to Coast, plus the first half look back. And how about a little stadium showdown highlights? That'll be all coming up on the Guaranteed Rate halftime report. I'm with Dalton Jernigan, Maggie Hale, Ron Pula with you from Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, Texas. Tied up at 4. Panther City has never led in this game. Saskatchewan was able to open up a 3-1 lead in that opening quarter. Panther City, Dodsey, no, can't get it to go.
If Dodds was able to just kind of quick stick that instead of get that one cradle, I think he would have gotten that in the 5-hole.
And I think we're going to have a penalty, and it's going to be on Saskatchewan. Panther City already with 1 power play goal. That'll be a cross-check.
Somebody unhappy down there. Do you hear that?
Yeah, I did hear that. So the penalty is going to be called. That'll be on Kyle Rubish. 6-time All-League first team. Was on the injured list earlier this year. They were glad to get him back on the floor. Inside of 4 minutes, Panther City a golden opportunity. 1 power play goal already. Here's Dodds. Dodds gives it up. Nice job defensively, just getting the stick on him.
Great job getting the stick in the shooting lane there.
Dodds back to Donville. Donville trying to move. Nice job by Bouquet.
The hand speed on those fakes was incredible by the producer, Donville.
Garland has to give it up. Keenan near side. Ryan Keenan, drafted by his dad, Derek. Panther City game 1, he had a goal and 4 assists. He is another outstanding offensive player. Trying to just waste some time and run that shot clock down, and he does. 65 seconds left to go in the penalty. First quarter, Panther City did score on a power play.
We'll see if Panther City goes back to that box and one play in the power where they have that crease guy coming up and disrupting those two defenders. Sass actually did that on their power goal that they scored.
Downville gives it up. Dodge looks, shoots wide right. And again, Saskatchewan, they turn it over. Calum Crawford, no. And Panther City got the job keeping it alive. Malcolm, fresh 30.
Yeah, I think that was a Dillard bounce pass there.
I say so. Malcolm stretched out his 5'11" frame to get that. Trying to set something up. 19 seconds left in the penalty. Dodge took his eye off it for a second. Saskatchewan's got it. They're going to be on the breakaway. Boudreau looks. Boudreau shoots. No. Save. David almost lost it.
Big save by David. Really impressive radar by Boudreau there.
And the penalty is over. Both teams back at full strength. Crawford behind the back pass. Caputo with a point-blank shot.
Slick little BTB pass there by Calum Crawford. And then Caputo's the one that shot it and then got his own rebound.
Right. That's the Phil Caputo they want on this team. No points last game for Phil Caputo. That's the first time in 2023 he didn't get a point. He gets the goal. Phil Caputo, who scored the first goal ever for Panther City Lacrosse last season. Panther City with their first lead in the ball game, trying to come up with a loose ball, and they do as we go inside. A 1:35 to play here in the second.
Yeah, the Moss is getting a little too fancy with that pass there.
Benju near side, waits for the teammates to come up, swings it far side. This Saskatchewan offense is so powerful. So many guys can score. Makes the move, gets hit immediately. Nice job defensively, Panther City. You and I saw Keenan have a lane.
Yeah, really impressive job picking up that pass by Medeiros. No surprise. I mean, he's always in those passing and shooting lanes, either picking off passes or soaking shots.
Crawford stops, spins, still spinning, dunks under one, lays pass, shoots.
They're hounding him. He continues to separate. And then beautiful feed right here to Donovan.
And one more look as Jonathan Donovan gets his 17th goal of the season.
I think Cal threw a no-look lever pass there.
Donovan, 3 Rookie of the Week awards this year. Panther City once more as we go inside of 40 seconds. Their biggest lead of the game at 2. Here's Barnabas. If
Panther City's defense can step up here for the next 30 seconds, this could be huge in terms of momentum going into the second half.
Saskatchewan trying to get something going in the middle. Here's Keenan. Keenan had the lane before, couldn't get it. Shot clock at 6. Keenan shoots wide right. Panther City will come up with it as we go inside the final 10 seconds.
Coach TK, I'm calling a timeout so they go ahead and pull debut because
you got to do a lot more.
And that was his most impressive game in terms of offensive production, generating 3 points in transition. Actually, I think it was 3 goals and assists, or 4 points.
Yeah. Panther City 42 shots, 34 for Saskatchewan so far in this game.
I think we got to give a shout out to Panther City's equipment manager who's running the door, Nick Coyne, rocking the cowboy hat, really embracing Texas forever tonight.
He's definitely doing that. Now Saskatchewan have to play strong defense for 9.7 seconds. That's not a pretty sight. Let's stay away from Dairy Queen for a week. That's too many blizzards. Oh, to be young again. Fans having a great time here. Good crowd on hand tonight. There is Alex Bouquet. Played Keenan Jr. A. Last year again played for Vancouver, signed a 2-year deal with Saskatchewan. Final 4 seconds. Panther City at least wants to get a shot off, and they're not going to be able to do it.
Goche almost got open, but both teams defensively have been really impressive. It's actually a little bit lower scoring than what I anticipated. It's really just their approaches and their footwork, but also just having those sticks in the passing lanes. They've been able to disrupt and knock down a lot of those skip passes.
Well, TK talking to one of his surprise rookies, Jonathan Donville. Donville with a goal, but Panther City, after trailing by 3-1 in that opening quarter, have come to take the lead 6-4. Let's send it down to Maggie Hale, standing by with Will Malcolm.
Yeah, Will, you guys definitely got into it in that last part of the second quarter, definitely breaking through that goalie. What do you think was the switch?
I think it was just shooting off swings. We got a little stale. The ball was sticking on one side, and once we started swinging it, getting it moving, the ball started to drop.
Absolutely. Thank you. Good luck.
All right, second half coming up. Guaranteed Rate halftime report will come up first. We've got the first 2 quarters in the books in Panther City, leading Saskatchewan 6-4. You're watching the NLL on Saturday night. This exciting NLL season. Here's a very special look at the best sights and sounds from the first half.
Trickles in, the second for
Shut off is small, goes again. Give him 4 on the night. Oh my! Oh my!
Got a lane, takes the shot, scores!
Lava scores! A 3-goal run for the Roughnecks, and the Rough House is buzzing. Another great save, Del Bianco. Got Cornwall up ahead on a breakaway. Cornwall shoots, scores!
What's up, kiddo? What shoes is Latrell wearing? That was a good warm-up, man. Good job. Oh, smells like funnel cake. Smells amazing. Pre-game mix here. Gonna get some bangers on, get the boys going.
Spicy, Macca, spicy!
Sit all alone, diving, shooting, scores!
What a lacrosse game. Failure. Wants to do it himself. Over the shoulder, score!
Blair scores his second of the night.
Panther City a perfect 3-0 and they lead at halftime. We welcome you back to the Guaranteed Rate halftime report. Take a look at some of the numbers in that opening half. 40 loose balls for Panther City. At times it felt as though Saskatchewan owned that category. Your thoughts on the numbers?
I really think you saw that separation in the last 60, 90 seconds, and that's when Panther City gained a lot of momentum and was able to put, take the lead by 2. Obviously, a lot of turnovers the first half. You got to give credit to the defense. Defense was doing a great job knocking down passes, having their sticks up in the passing lanes.
How about Donville and Crawford, both with 4 points each in the first half? Matthews also 4 points for Saskatchewan. But Panther City has the lead at 6-4, trying to overcome that loss back on New Year's Eve to Saskatchewan. The first ever outdoor NLL game was held today in San Diego. It was a beautiful day. Some people had jackets on, but you have to deal with the sun and the elements. Quite a different situation.
And this is the first time you've seen the NLL where guys are actually wearing eye black.
I know.
So you had Charlie Bertrand getting started there for Las Vegas. He had a great game along with Jack Hannon. And then Dane Domi in the third scores his 499th goal. One more away, and he gets to 500. And this game was back and forth the entire game. It was super tight until really the last couple minutes in the game where San Diego was able to pull away. And you see Casey Jackson is able to stick it home here.
And San Diego stays on top of the West. An impressive win earlier today. In 5 minutes and 13 seconds, we'll start the second half of play with Saskatchewan and Panther City. Just over a minute and a half before the second half gets underway, and we can see the Toronto The Rock have just scored. Both teams coming in with a record of 8-2 in this game.
In a rare occurrence, you have 2 Americans leading the game in points. With Rochester's Connor Fields has 7 in this game, and then Toronto Rock's Tom Shriver with 4.
Don't you love this time of the season as you take a look at the goal or the save right again, which sets up the goal, this time of the season where games like this and Panther City, Saskatchewan, the playoffs ride on it. That's a great goal.
Well, in all 4 teams, I mean, these are teams that are fighting for those next couple spots. You got Buffalo leading the charge in the East, but then you got Rochester and Toronto kind of in that middle, that second tier, fighting both at 8-2.
And Brandon Slade getting his second goal of the season. Once again, Toronto leading Rochester 9-8. Also coming out tonight was Georgia and Albany. We'll update all the scores coming up a little bit later in our broadcast. Coming into this week, 3 teams were tied for first in the East. In the West, 4-way race for the 3rd spot of the playoffs. 5 teams have 500 or better records in the West. And again, we'll keep you posted on all the scores as we are close to the start of the second half here inside of Dickies Arena. And they take a look at the goal once again. And we are set for the start of the second half with Saskatchewan and Panther City. You know, in basketball, they always talk about protecting the home court. How important is it in lacrosse?
I mean, you always want to have a good performance in front of your fans. I think it's even more important for Panther City because they're a new franchise, they're an expansion team last year. If they can get a win here tonight, it's just going to continue to draw in more and more fans. So they certainly want to win here tonight, and it's important.
Well, hopefully it'll draw more enthusiasm for the local newspapers. But that's a whole other story.
They can always just drop the gloves and have a cute little tillies.
I think we should bring some of the columnists out there to drop the gloves. And we're set for the start of the second half. Mike Messenger from Saskatchewan will take the face-off. Messenger 59% he won, but actually Panther City won more face-offs in that opening half.
That media comment, I felt like I was talking to Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron and I go way back to his junior college days, by the way, and to Cal. In Panther City, we'll go on offense to begin things. Here is Malcolm near side. Malcolm already with a couple of goals tonight.
Which he should be emerging from his darkness retreat.
I think he should be, yes. Shot a little high, nice defense again by Saskatchewan. They do such a good job of clogging the middle up. Now they've got to get something going offensively. And the loose ball, Saskatchewan's got it, but they're wasting time on the shot clock. Picked out of the air by Tony Malcolm. Malcolm stops, waits, looks, shoots, gets it back again, almost another shot. Malcolm, a great addition this year to this team. Malcolm's had 15 loose balls in the last couple of games.
He does an incredible job in between the lines, getting those loose balls and generating offense for Panther City.
Church gives it up. Church will stay on the near side. Joined on the near side by Littner. Now Church swings it far side. Good job, Panther City defense picking up the loose ball.
Great defensive end, just clamping down on that guy. They had 3 guys sliding to the guy in the middle.
That's Tracy Kowalski's style.
That's a big difference from the first goal they allowed.
Oh, yeah. Malcolm looks. Great pass inside.
That was a great look. Unfortunately, I think Donville just ran out of a little real estate there.
Now, Donville tried a little French pastry shot, didn't get it. Tracy Kowalski says if they stick to my script 70% of the time, we'll be great. He said they made a couple of mistakes last year where they last week freelanced a little bit. He has the game plan, just wants him to stick to it. Good ball movement, Saskatchewan. 10 to shoot. Big shot over. Mike Mallory already with a goal tonight.
Impressive footwork there by Pat. I think we had an over and back.
Little over and back. And Saskatchewan will have it. Rubich gives it up. And they'll set things up.
We haven't seen one of those in a while, but similar to basketball, once you retain possession offensively, you cannot go back over the midline.
One thing that Panther City has done is extend their defense a little bit. Shot by Madronic? No. They want Madronic to become a two-way threat for this team. 6th pick overall in the 2022 draft. What a great future this young one has.
I'll tell you what, ever since that save, when Tamu was down at the far end, he had that back-to-back saves where he really had to extend out on his line. He's playing with a lot more confidence.
Malcolm, no place to go. Hesitates, has to give it up. Shot clock at 10. Malcolm, great pass inside. Score! What a pass from Malcolm!
Unbelievable finish by Goche. You were talking about it. He does the little things. That is a tough play by Goche. Extending up, he's got his ribs exposed and was able to just dunk that right over Bouquet's shoulder. Malcolm breaking down the defense. You saw that. He's such a threat. You had 2 guys slide. That allowed Goche to slip to the inside and then dunk that ball right over Bouquet's shoulder.
I'll tell you, Goche is just one tough character. 3 goals in the last 3 games, make it 4 in the last 4. We were tied at 4 at the 5:15 mark of the second. Panther City putting out a couple of goals since then, and they lead 7-4. And they've got it again. Goche with the goal. That is, in 9 games, that's his 12th goal. Malcolm looks, gets it wide left. They'll get it again, but the shot clock reads 5.
Yeah, they're going to go quick. They took a really long time to sub. They got to get a shot on cage.
And they're not going to. Malcolm taking a couple of big hits. Just swatting away at him was Matt Beers.
And Beers has done an incredible job on Will Malcolm. Ever since that first goal, when he ran by that guy on that S-dodge, they made the switch and put Beers on him, and he's done an incredible job. Even as big as he is, he's got great footwork. And because he's taller, he covers a lot of ground, and he can utilize that length to stop Will Malcolm.
Beers 6'3", 205 in his 32nd year. He thought he would retire as a member of Vancouver's team. Now with Saskatchewan. Physical defense. Look at Saskatchewan making a hit on everybody. There is a hold, wasn't called.
Oh, that hold should have been on Cal Crawford. Real slick move. When he was coming underneath, you saw him with that free hand pinch that defender's stick, and that's why he was able to slip inside and get that feed off.
That's called being the wily veteran, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Knows how to do it.
He's very crafty with his free arm.
that big hit by Panther City. Brooker Muir brought in just for that. Loose ball, Panther City picks it up. Almost 5 minutes gone by here in the third. There are bodies flying everywhere. Medeiros just took a tumble on the far side. And they'll try to set things up offensively. Malcolm looks. Shot clock again, creeping towards 10. The shot wide to the right. Shot clock did not reset. And Saskatchewan tries to dig at it. Panther City's Callum comes up with it. They didn't reset the shot clock.
Yeah, so that's why you saw him just kind of toss it up, because he had to get rid of the ball. That way, if there was a shot clock violation, Saskatchewan will be starting kind of deeper into the floor.
Littner trying to make a couple of moves. Has to give it up. Good job, Panther City defensively. Trying to center it. Panther City was there to pick it off.
Really seems like Panther City's cranked up the pressure defensively in the second half.
Inside of 9 to play here in the third. 3-goal lead for Panther City. Now they try to attack the net. Donville. Malcolm shoots.
Another great save by Bouquet.
I'll tell you, Bouquet is doing a whale of a job tonight. Last week, as mentioned, got pulled in the second quarter. Eric Petty had to come in. And Saskatchewan will set things up. By the time they get set up offensively, there's only 13 seconds on the shot clock. Church has a wide open look. Straight down the middle, got it.
Can't let Church's hands get free there. He really makes Panther City pay. Pinpoint accuracy. He had Dave Mood. He worked against his momentum. Dave Mood was starting to work to his glove side. He was able to hammer that low and away to cut the lead.
Here it is again. Watch how this seat parted right in the middle.
And I think that's Littner again. Littner's doing a great job getting in the middle, mixing it up, and picking off or sealing those defensemen.
And for Robert Church, he's got the hat trick tonight. That is his third goal of the evening, and the lead is cut down to 2 with 8.5 to play in the third. Said it right, though. You know, you can't let Church's hands get free like that. He's going to burn you every time.
But for Panther City, they talked about it. Hey, you know Church and Matthews and Keenan are going to get them. You know, it's just they just can't have a career night. They're going to get their points.
Yeah.
And they've done a really good job. And that's why it's kind of a surprise right now. And credit to Panther City's defense that they've held them to only 5 goals so far in this game.
I tell you, look at Church. He had 15 shots on goal against Panther City back in December. They knew they had to close that gap a little bit. Church, by the way, now just 5 assists away from 400 from his career. Saskatchewan only down by 2. Just lay it.
Well, a lot of times you'll see goalies do that. Like he felt the contact, he knew he had to save, but just didn't know where it's at. So you have to fall forward so that way the ball doesn't bounce into the back of the net.
Nicky Day Moon having a good night tonight for Panther City. 7:38 to play in the third. Panther City up by a couple. Nick Day Moon, 81% save rate, but he's also a goal scorer. This happened last week versus Colorado. How about that, Dalton?
When you're pulling a goalie and the other team's going 6-on-5, you got to take advantage of it.
That is his second goal he has scored. He actually practices that in warm-ups. And with more on that, here's Maggie Hale.
Yes, he definitely does. And he is the only goalie this season with 2 goals. And you know what? They signed him to a 3-year contract extension in the offseason. I mean, guys, there's a reason for that. Not only is he a brick wall between those pipes, but he can also get it done offensively. What other goalie can do that?
Absolutely, and he really got hot down the stretch last season. Tracy Koloski said that was great. We needed him, but they really want him to up his game this year, and I think he has, mainly because he comes in the best shape he's ever been in this year.
He put a lot of work in the offseason, and you really seen it pay off this season.
He lost something like 40 pounds. Shot clock inside of 10. Donville just trying to hold things up. Sask comes out with it with about 7:10 to play here in the third.
Really impressive defense by Carlette there.
He's done a nice job tonight.
Yeah, anytime you get those offensive players start to get in their back pedal and they're flustered and their sticks in front, you just got to hone in and really start the pressure. And you see Hossack doing the same thing on the Panther City defensive end.
Yeah, Walter had no place to go. Here is Madronic. Madronic, a couple of moves, sees the lane open. Save! And Dave Moon, a couple of saves. Dave Moon doing the job tonight. Tracy Kowalski says, I want our goalies save percentage between 78 and 82%. Nice pass inside, and Malcolm just couldn't get the stick on it. Tries it again. Shot, score!
Great job by Malcolm. That loose ball, he actually came from the opposite side. He was over there with the righties trying to get that loose ball. Came across and was able to put that right below Bouquet's glove.
Malcolm's got the hat trick. Couple of looks for Malcolm.
Yeah, and that was really great timing by Smith on that check. Then was able to get the loose ball, and it's kind of like he goes to twist, but it twisted it into almost a backhand. Maybe we're going to have to start calling that a reverse twister.
I think so. But Malcolm gets the goal again, the third one tonight, and the lead is stretched once again to 3 at 8-5, 6:20 to play in the third. Tracy Kowalski telling us yesterday his team's got to play urgent and desperate. When you have the lead, you can't afford to get lackadaisical. Shot, score, just like that.
And unfortunately, defensively, they got lackadaisical there. They were playing really sloughed in. They've had a lot of success the second half when they're playing with urgency and pressing out. Right there, they were soft, and then that's just too much space you're giving Church there to step in and score.
So in 17 seconds after Malcolm's goal, Church comes up with his fourth.
And I think there was just some miscommunication. Pat was guarding two guys, and they took advantage of it.
Robert Church started playing lacrosse at the age of 11. Was part of Drexel's 75th anniversary team, but he's starring tonight. 27 goals on the season for Robert Church. We highlighted him at the beginning of the game. And now Panther City's lead shaved to 2 again.
Oh, impressive bounce pass by Hossack there.
Let's go back. Let's go back. Can you not keep coming to that mic?
See if we got a fourth one in this possession. Gonna have to go quick. Shot clock's already at 10 seconds.
They look a little off offensively. Shot clock at 5. Malcolm was late to get on. Had to wait for his teammate to get off. They're not going to get a shot off. And Saskatchewan will have it. 5:20 to play here in the third. This is a great game. I think we're going to have a timeout call. Nope, this is going to be a penalty.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Haha, you just did.
He called the delay of game because it bounced off his shoe? Come on.
That's weak.
That's unbelievable.
I can hear you.
Delay of game. All right.
Okay, yeah, what are you going to say?
So the delay of game, that'll give Saskatchewan another power play opportunity. They were 1 for 2 in that opening half, and now the big guns come out. Shot, no. Dave Mood, nice job going down to the knees.
And see, and right there, you saw that ball bounce in, but because he fell down, they stopped the play, so then it doesn't matter if it goes in.
Medeiros on the breakaway. Look, shoots low. Nice job, Bouquet. Less than 4:50 to play in the third. Well, that fourth quarter, Dalton, is going to be a dandy. Here is Church. As soon as Church touches the ball, you'd think there'd be like 3 guys around him. There he is again. Open shot, low, almost goes in.
Yeah, had a little help with the pipe there.
Panther City comes out of the pack. Matthews tried to corral Panther City. 2-on-2. And Tony Malcolm's going to hold it up, so the offense, hurry up and get on.
So, Ron, we haven't talked about this in a while. A lot of times when you see the defensive team retain possession and get possession of the ball, you see that official give those arm signals.
Right.
So for our newer lacrosse fans out there, they have 8 seconds to cross the midline.
Kind of like basketball.
So you see them counting right now.
That's a good way to point it out. Trying to teach the people here in North Texas a little bit of lacrosse. Best way to teach is come out to a game. In 2 weeks, Panther City will be back at home against Las Vegas. Seconds left in the penalty. Score!
Great feed by Littner there.
So Saskatchewan coming up with the big guns again.
Yeah, Walter doing a really good job just kind of nesting right by that back pipe, and it was just quick stick. Damoud couldn't get across to that other pipe in time.
So the power play goal for Saskatchewan makes it a 1-goal game.
Oh man, look at Walter's duster.
That's a big one. That is like Tom Selleck in either Blue Bloods or Magnum.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a woolly mammoth living under his nose.
Clark Walter, 2-time All-American. They call him Steady Eddie, and they say he's fearless. And now all of a sudden, little life in Saskatchewan's offense.
Yeah, if I'm a coach, TK, I got to be frustrated with that call.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that just seemed ridiculous.
The delay of game causes the goal. Penalty wiped out, both teams full strength. Ball goes high, it'll be Panther City on the shot clock violation. And with that, we're going to take a timeout. 3:06 to play in the third. Saskatchewan coming up with back-to-back goals from Church and Walter. 3:06 to play in the third. It's a 1-goal game. On Monday, the Toronto Rock head to Philadelphia to take on the Wings in an East Conference clash on ESPN Plus, TSN Plus. You can also join Pat Gregori and Teddy Jenner as they host the NLL's first ever watch party. Special guests, Jack Hanna of the Desert Dogs, Kevin Crowley of the Seals. Don't miss out. That's coming up this Monday at 7 o'clock Eastern on ESPN Plus and TSN Plus. Part of the crowd here on hand, little country music being played at halftime. They're going to have a concert after the game, and Tracy Kowalski and his squad, all of a sudden their lead has been cut to 1. Talk about again, playing urgent and desperate. Need to pick up the pace offensively again. Donville is being hounded. Ruby's doing a nice job. Malcolm swings it far side. Shot no. Bouquet there to make the save.
And you heard Will Malcolm talk about it, swinging it to the right and the left side. They got to do that. The reason why you got to do that is you got to get Bouquet moving from pipe to pipe.
Saskatchewan, 3-1 run. Again, he's got it. Nice little move. Tries to get it inside. Beautiful pass. But trying to find Matthews. Couldn't put it away.
He almost got it with that one touch.
Close to get on 2 minutes to play here in the third. Panther City trying to match their win total from last season. Waiting for Crawford to get trapped here in this ball game. Had a bunch of assists. Ball loose in front. Everybody is active. Whoa, Bouquet.
Surprised he didn't get away with a slash there.
Wow, he was chopping wood with that slash.
Ran the back, landed the ground too.
And Junior Oscar, here comes Panther City, 4-on-2 if they hurry. Look, shoot, no. They'll get the rebound, shot clock will reset. Nice job digging it out in the corner. Now they got to get some offense going. Pat was calling for it on the far side, and they'll finally get it to him. Goes far side. Malcolm tries to move near side. Dodzy right down the middle. Shot wide to the right. Ball was touched. Shot clock will reset. Panther City should have it again, and they will. With 68 seconds left in the third. Shot score from the inside Will Malcolm.
And that's what they got to get more of, those quick release shots, so they get the ball in and out of their stick before Bouquet set up to make the save.
Will Malcolm getting the goal. That is his 4th of the night.
Does a great job having his stick up when he's calling for it, so he can get that overhand shot in and out as quick as possible.
That was needed for Panther City. I mean, in the end of the second quarter, they scored with 50 seconds left in the quarter. Now they score with 1:05 left in a quarter. Saskatchewan, quick shot over the top by Messenger. Panther City with 55 seconds to play in the quarter. And they'll get things set up offensively. Foley gets it up, runs off. How about a net for Will Malcolm again? This time Bouquet kicks it away. Saskatchewan wants to run, and they do. Little hesitation by Boudreaux. And they'll set things up near side. Walker gives it up top. 25 to play in the quarter.
30 seconds to play in the third quarter.
Loose ball, 7 on the shot clock. Near side, couple of moves. Nice job defensively, knocking it away. Panther City will have a chance to get at least one shot off at the end of the quarter.
Great takeaway by Malcolm and Lucy.
I think they're just going to hold on to it. And that's going to be the end of quarter number 3. So Panther City comes up with 3 goals in the third. Saskatchewan comes up with 3 goals in the third. We've got 15 minutes remaining. They move in company. They lead by 2. Playoff implications on the line. Fourth quarter coming up straight ahead. The NLL is now on TikTok. Follow us for all the behind the scenes and amazing content from across the league and NLL_official. We head to the fourth quarter, and Panther City leads by 2. You look at as far as points are concerned, Matthews leads both teams with 7 points, all assists. Donville, Malcolm Church with 5 points. Goals, Malcolm and Church each have 4 out of this game. See happening here in the final 15. What does each team need to do?
Saskatchewan's going to continue to run through Mark Matthews. He's having a ton of success getting his hands free, finding his open players off ball. That's why he's got 7 assists. And really, they got to continue to be really physical offensively and setting the pace. That's when they've had success. Panther City is going to continue to just play urgent defensively and not make silly penalties like what's going to happen right now. Cole Bouquet looks like they're going to go 6 on 5 before Sass goes on power.
Well, Caputo looked like he just stuck with the stick and kind of whacked one of Sass's players in the head. He's going to go to the sin bin. Power play, shot no, wide right. They're going to keep it alive. Once again, they'll stay on this extra man until Panther City can come up with the ball. And they're good. Here's Matthews. They'll play catch out front. Matthews, nice pass inside. Digging it out, and Panther City will finally corral it. And Saskatchewan will go on the power play again.
If Saskatchewan can bury one here, this is going to be huge. They can cut that lead by 1.
And it's going to be on Caputo.
So look for Saskatchewan to get in that box and 1. setting that pick or getting that twist on top. They had a lot of success. They had a power goal off that earlier in the game.
Both teams 2 of 3 on power play opportunities. Panther City will come up with a loose ball, try to waste a little time. They have 1 shorthanded goal this year. That was by Nathan Grennan. Almost 2. Grennan not playing tonight. He has been a little bit dinged up.
Yeah, Medeiros did the best he could, but he's on the wrong side. He had to try and twist that to get it on the far pipe.
Difference, not seeing Nathan out there. He's become one of our favorites, and he has really adopted this community as his own. Always signing autographs with the youngsters and talking to them, throwing them extra balls.
Oh, great stick.
Nice stick. 1:05 left in the penalty. And they'll just have to set it up. Nice penalty kill so far for Panther City.
And you saw that twist up top that allowed them to get in that box and 1. Almost got him to hit Bart Fultrick there.
It's Damoud in the gut. 45 on the power play. And they'll set things up. Panther City in no hurry to go anywhere. Shot clock inside of 8. Wouldn't mind a shorthanded goal. Quick move inside. Score! Second shorthanded goal of the year.
Really impressive job by Callum Crawford. Feeling that leverage and using that kind of rocker so he can roll inside off the defenseman. Once again, he is a master with that free arm, and you see it right there. He can catapult himself to increase his angle.
I think the word master is appropriate there. Callum Crawford with his first goal of the night, 13th of the year. He's 2 goals away from 450 for his career. And that comes at a good time because last week he was stoned a couple of times, point-blank range.
Also, in terms of momentum, Panther City just had their 2nd penalty again within a short period of time. Rush was able to capitalize the first time. They do a good job defensively, getting their sticks in the passing lane, and they score short.
It looked like the middle was opening up, but Damoud was up for the challenge. Burton comes up with it. He'll swing it up front. Tony Malcolm setting things up offensively. The lead is back to 3, but there is no breathing room. Donville having a good night with points. Nice quick move, Malcolm. Donville with 10 to shoot. Has to give it up. Shot clock at 6. Malcolm picks it up. You can hear the coaches saying, go, go, go. Saskatchewan now with a golden opportunity, and Panther City's just going to let it roll.
Got to be careful there. Hutchinson's stick got a little close to that ball. They might call another delay game.
We don't want that to happen again. Heaven help.
If you breathe on that thing, they might call it.
I know, really. Here's Saskatchewan. They lose the handle. Keenan has to give it up.
Well, this could be a big penalty. They might have called boarding.
And a penalty is going to be called. The original penalty is off. And the penalty is going to go against Panther City again.
Hello.
Their 2nd one here in the 4th. And Jimmy Quinlan looks on, knows that they've got to take advantage of this with their big guns.
So really like in Saskatchewan's power play, when they get in that, they start in the house, they get a twist motion to bring the guy inside the seal to really kind of create separation. Good stop there by Damoud.
Now Saskatchewan just 2 of 5 now on power play. Saskatchewan will have it. Try to move it around. Church on top. Loose ball. Panther City tries to dig it out of the corner. Just swatting at the ball. And they come up with it. There. Beautiful job. Already 1 shorthanded goal. Medeiros decides to hold up and wait for the troops. Near side, Callum Crawford. Already with a goal tonight. He's going to take his time, wait for that shot clock to run down a little bit. Caputo trying to make some room in the middle. Look for him, they found him. Can't get it, he's surrounded. Nice hit by Dilks. 60 seconds left in the power play. Matthews will be on the near side, Church up top.
Oh, here comes that twist into the box and one.
Now behind, setting it up again. Petronic. Inside, no, wide to the right. Panther City will have it with 39 seconds left on the penalty.
Officials taking 2 of those shots right in the back tonight.
That'll leave a mark. With that, we're going to take a break. Saskatchewan will have 39 seconds to be on the power play. But Panther City getting contributions from everybody, including the veteran Callum Crawford. Panther City leads 10-7, 9:33 to play the ball game. Panther City leads 10-7, and you can get game day ready and shop your favorite team's jerseys and merchandise. Head to NLLshop.com to get all your National Lacrosse League and team gear, and do it today. And you can donate to those young boys who obviously don't own shirts. Get them some NLL attire. Oh, Dalton Jernigan, Maggie Hale, I'm Ron Thula. We got a good one, but Saskatchewan 39 seconds left in their power play.
And it looks like Saskatchewan's going to get aggressive here. They're going to throw a double team, see if they can get a delay, prevent Will from crossing that midline in 8 seconds.
Good, smart, heady play. That's called full court pressure in basketball. But Panther City breaks it. They want to break the way. Shot, no! Kicked away by Bouquet.
There's the little things again. Goche doing a great job getting separation on the V-cut to go and help Malcolm clear the ball. And then a slick little pass utilizing Malcolm's speed.
Now they look up at the clock and they see there's only 15 seconds left in the penalty, so Donville is holding on to it. Boy, there are bodies flying everywhere. Look at the defense up top there. Beers not letting anybody get in the middle. Penalty is over. The shot's gone. Beers took a swing at Goche, but Malcolm scored.
And even though Goche's a rookie, he doesn't have a problem backing down.
No.
Now, Beers is a pretty big guy. He's had gotten quite a few fights his day, and he's not afraid to drop the glove.
Let's look at the goal again.
Yeah, Malcolm does a great job just getting that underneath move. And once again, he's having success when Beers isn't matched up on him. And he saw that. He saw that there was a switch and really just took advantage of just his speed versus Mike Messenger's speed.
Biggest lead of the game for either team at 4, and that came just as the power play was ending. It was not a shorthanded goal. Panther City leads by 4. You even asked Tracy Koloski about Goche, about how tough he was, and he's not afraid to drop the gloves.
No. But really what was super impressive is him.
Shot score! Point blank range, back-to-back goals for Panther City.
Surprise, surprise, Madero scored in transition.
What a job by Medeiros. 20 seconds after Goche scored.
Yeah, great vision by Hossing. Just giving it to Medeiros. He finds a soft spot in transition and sticks it top corner.
How about Medeiros? Last year, 8 goals, 12 points. This year, 12 goals. He was challenged. Come on, Josh, show us your new tooth. You put it in yet? Going to get the little energy bar going down. And Panther City all of a sudden leads by 5 with 8.5 to play in the ballgame.
Big face-off and Lucy by Tony Malcolm there.
That is big for Panther City to win face-offs. Again, they had problems last week versus Colorado, only 5 of 12. They came in not doing a great job, but Tyler Burton has been out a couple games. Shot again, no.
Great handle by Phil Caputo, bringing that pass down.
the score was 8-7. Panther City 4-0 run, and then
Saskatchewan deadly in transition
again. Just as soon as you want to talk about it, you get Boudreau with a goal.
Really got David thinking he was going to go far and was able to stick it near side.
Look at it again.
Yeah, and David got a piece of it, but just kind of trickled in there.
Jake Boudreau, athletic, makes great decisions. The pride of Robert Morris, and coaches tell me he's a beast. He grew up playing box lacrosse.
And Romo's had a pretty impressive pipeline of Canadians going to play NCAA Division I.
And Boudreau started playing lacrosse, box lacrosse when he was 4 years old. My grandson's going to be 4 in 4 weeks. Got to get him started.
Got to get a stick in his hand. Make it a lefty. Not all the lefties down here in Texas.
Well, my son-in-law and I would like that. I guarantee you. The lead is cut down to 4. Plenty of time left in this ball game. We've already seen how quick Saskatchewan can score. This time, Damoud goes down to make the save. By the way, Boudreau, that is his 5th goal of the season. Panther City back on offense. Panther runs it away, gives it up. Now they set things up. Near side, Donville. Donville looked like he might have had an opening. Working in the middle, far side. Lost ball, Saskatchewan will have it. 8 minutes gone by here in the 4th. Panther City trying to even this year's series 1-1 with Saskatchewan. That'll be huge come playoff time. Nice defense by Panther City.
So, Ron, some of the viewers at home might be like, hey, compared to other sports, or probably a little bit more common in field lacrosse, when you have such deadly, we got some transition here.
Possible transition, shot, score! Guess who?
Stop the corner. Medeiros. And I think Nicky Damoud's getting the apple on that one.
I think so.
Great outlet, great field sense, IQ by Medeiros. Sticks the head in the corner.
Tracy Koluski loves when his team comes back after facing a little adversity. You saw Boudreau cutting the lead down to 12-8, but then Medeiros at 6:32 mark comes up with his 2nd goal of the evening.
But that's also huge in terms of maintaining that momentum or controlling the momentum of the game.
He had 3 versus Vancouver earlier this season, a career high in goals for Josh Medeiros.
So before that goal, we got all excited. I was talking about, you know, in field lacrosse and other sports, when you have such potent offensive players like the Mark Matthews and Robert Churches, you'll see defenses shut them off. Right. And the reason why you probably don't see that in box lacrosse is because the pick game is so relevant and they do it so much, it really neutralizes your ability to go and just lock somebody off.
Very important next couple of minutes for Panther City. They can put this one away. Look at the battle going on right in the middle. Beers is going nuts inside. Shot. Score!
We could see some action here.
Beers has been itching all night to go somebody. Back-to-back goals for Panther City. Coming right at you. Watch Crawford work. You talked about the one arm he likes using.
Yeah, he does a great job swimming over that defender's stick and then using his inside shoulder to get around that offensive player and then elevates and gets a twister to put it far side.
Crawford 2 goals here in the 4th quarter. And the lead is extended to 14-8 with 5:41. Again, Panther City cannot afford to get complacent with this big lead. And I think Saskatchewan's going to pull their goalie in the
right now. They're going to go 6-on-5.
Still a lot of time left. Maybe Nicky Damoud can get his 3rd goal of the season. Near side, Matthews has to give it up. The one-timer, no.
Oh, here we go.
Nick Day throws it down, up ahead, empty net goal, yes!
Second assist of the night for Nick Day.
Burton gets the goal.
Wow, that's really keeping an eye on, especially Beers. Now they're starting to get a separation. You know, he's been really targeting that rookie Goche. So I'm curious to see if Panther City sends out one of their defenders to match up against Beers.
How about Tyler Burton in his 12th year, his first goal of the season? Empty net, but he'll take it.
Got to score this.
Absolutely, make him pay. Now the lead is 7 with 5:10 to play. Keep an eye on number 2, Matt Beers for Saskatchewan. He tried to pick a fight with Goche earlier. Goche didn't buy it. Tyler Burton with the goal.
Nice pick up by Pat.
Panther City now smelling blood. Going to set things up. Malcolm waits for the offense.
Looks like the turf monster made a comment in there.
I think so. How about that? Largest lead of the game after a 7-1 run for Panther City. Panther City wants to add more. Up top, Donville. Donville, quick move, runs inside, a little high. Shot clock only 2. Shot no. And it'll be a shot clock violation. Sask will have it. With that, we've got a timeout. Panther City is on fire on their home turf. They lead it by 7. Let's take a look at our Fanatics turning point of the game, and it all happened in the 4th quarter, beginning with Colin Crawford on the shorthanded roll at the 12:10 mark. And then Goche at 8:51. He's able to score. 20 seconds later, Josh Medeiros with the first of 2 goals. Give it up.
Going to 6-1.
The one-timer, no.
Oh, here we go.
Nick Day throws it down, up ahead, empty net goal, yes!
It also helps that you're getting 2 assists in that 6-1 run from your goalie.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say our player of the game is probably going to be Nicky Day. But we still have 4:10 left. Game's not over yet. A lot of time. Saskatchewan, they leave Bouquet in the net. They're not pulling him now. After the empty net goal. Pass in the middle, no.
Another pickoff.
Loose ball picks up, and we got another possible breakaway, but they're going to hold it up. Wise play. Run some time off the clock. But you don't want to go turtle. You don't want to go into your shell.
No, you got to play to win. You can't play to lose. We got a penalty coming up here.
Saskatchewan trying to dig it into the corner. We've got a penalty. Great battle against the board. Garland was in the middle of it. And the penalty is going to be on Saskatchewan.
Yeah, that's a tough one. You hate to see that if you're Saskatchewan.
With 3:30 left in the game, so when they go back to full strength, barring a goal, there'll only be 1:30 left.
And Panther City has a chance to double them up.
Absolutely. Mike Mallory will sit in the penalty box. What a 4th quarter for Panther City. The game was 9-7. Panther City at the end of 3. They've won 6 here in the 4th quarter on Saskatchewan.
Definitely turned up their urgency coming out in the second half.
Yeah. Here is Donville. He's got Dodds on his left side. Here's Doddsy. Shot clock at 4. Going to have to get a shot off, and they do, and Bouquet knocks it away. Quickly up ahead. Got a little breakaway. Shot, no.
That's what I was talking about. I've seen that before from Mike Messenger.
They don't call him the Hammer for nothing. Messenger is a beast. 6'2", 225. He's like a linebacker. Panther City's just going to take some time. 60 seconds left in the penalty. Here is Dodville. Now they begin the offense. Dodzy. Shot, score! Phil Caputo!
Uncle Phil making him pay on power.
They wanted more. They're getting more. Caputo, his second goal of the night.
Do a great job with the swing pick here, where he comes around and it allows him to kind of go over the knee, over the top, and then take advantage of that uneven situation on the right side.
He's taken over the leadership, one of the leadership roles on this team. That is why he wears the 8. Players respect Phil Caputo so much. He's been so much of a part of this community, too. Getting out, meeting fans, shaking hands. One of the good guys on this team. Garland gives it up, but they've been doubled up. 16-8, final 2 minutes upcoming. Panther City, again, will have a week off. Damoud, nice job again. In 2 weeks, they will take on Las Vegas. They faced them in the opening game of the season. Panther City won that game. Couple of quick moves. Matthews scores!
Saskatchewan does a really good job swinging the ball there. And Mark Matthews, already in a pre-shooting platform, quick release, was able to put that 5-hole.
You like it when a veteran like him doesn't give up. Keep going.
Church does a great job swinging it here, and then great placement by Mark Matthews.
Matthews gets his first goal of the night. As mentioned in the first half, he had 7 points, all on assists. He's having a big night, but not his team. Matthews, one of those players that's been consistent year in and year out. Closing in on 90 seconds to play. And here comes Saskatchewan on the offense. Matthews looks, lost it. Gets it back. Centers it right in the middle. Shot, score. Back-to-back goal for the Rays.
He was in the crease.
Up in the crease. They are waving it off. I don't think there's going to be a challenge flag by Coach Quinlan. But the officials with 1:16 may go and take a look at it. Automatic review. So they're going to review it, so you have time to go to the refrigerator.
Yeah, it looks like that left toe might have been on the line.
Well, they're going to take another look at it.
Yeah, I think that left foot's definitely on the line here.
Well, the official was right on it, made the call quickly, and waved it off immediately. Super slow.
Oh, yeah. His foot's on the line.
Definitely puts it on the line.
And in the NLL boxing draws, you can actually land in the crease, but the ball has to already have crossed that line and in the back of the net. But you can't be touching the crease when you're taking off.
Here's the call.
He was about to put up his hands. I thought he was about to say go.
The shortest review we have had this year. Thank you. With 1:16 to play. And Panther City will have it. They'll try to waste a little bit of time here. So Panther City will go to 7-5 on the year on Texas forever now, equaling their number of wins they had all of last season. More importantly, they even the series with Saskatchewan at 1 apiece. Again, Sass has played less games than PCA. Top 3 in the West guaranteed a playoff spot. Panther City wants this year. The lead is 7, less than 45 to play. Back in shot, score again! Tracy Koluski is going to be happy with the win, but not with the effort over the last couple of minutes.
That was a great placement by Littner. Really overhand shot, especially at that angle. You can really drop that ball right over top of Nick Damoud's pads.
Nicky didn't have a whole lot of help on this one.
That was a beautiful overhand shot there.
So with 41.2, Littner makes it a 16-10 game. Littner, his second goal of the night. His 15th of the season. Littner played at Cornell, was an honorable mention All-American. He signed 2 more years with Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan, oh boy, talk about a bull in a China shop. Messenger just lowered the hand.
He's like the throwback wedge buster.
Oh, he is. He was like the old Bo Jackson days when he played football. Try to tackle me, I'll run over you. Boy, Ricky Williams used to at University of Texas, and they're all 13 seconds is going to do it. Shot clock is turned off. Panther City will get the hard-fought win. And they're still itching for a fight. Not going to get it. And Caputo picks it up, and Panther City's got the victory. Alex Bouquet doesn't like it. He goes to 5-5 on this year, but Nicky Damoud with the win. He's 7-5 on this season. He came up with some big saves. You talked about it a lot, Dougie. He did around the game.
Yeah, not just in the save, but also his ability on the assists and generating offense.
We're going to take a break. Tracy Koluski is happy, and we'll wrap things up after this. The National Lacrosse League is brought to you by NLLshop.com. A Fanatics experience, officially licensed everything. And by Guaranteed Rate. Now, more than ever, you need the best. Panther City, the winner, 16-10. One of the stars of the game, their goaltender, Nicky Damoud, standing by now with Maggie Hale.
All right, Nick Damoud, what a game for you guys, and what a game for you. Let's talk about those 2 assists that you had first. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I mean, we've been working on our transition all year. I think TK's really been pushing us for the past 2 games to get more goals in transition, help out the O. So, I mean, I'm just lucky enough that I pass it to them and they score. So, I mean, yeah, good shots by them. I'm just lucky.
Well, we got to give yourself some credit, too. You've got 2 goalie goals on the season now, too, so you're becoming quite the point scorer. And then you had an 80% save percentage today, and that's exactly where Coach wants you. What do you think was the change you made this season?
I mean, the offseason I put in a lot of work to try and, better my game, but I think, it's our team. We're growing together, and they're playing for me, and I'm trying to play for them. And we're just, when everything's clicking, we're a hard team to beat. That's a good team over there. Credits to them. But after last week, we needed to show up and play a full 60 minutes. I think we did that.
Definitely got a full 60 today, and next week you get a bye. How important is that for you guys to get a reset?
Yeah, it's huge to obviously get momentum into a bye. I mean, losing going into a bye week kind of sucks. You got to stew on it. If you lose, you want to get right back at it. So a win, we're going to have time to, focus on our next game and get ready for it. Then, also rest. It's a crucial time in the year. It's tough on guys, so it's going to be nice to have a rest.
All right, Nick. Well, I don't know a goalie that plays offense quite like you do. Ron?
Honestly, I don't know what's more impressive by the netminder. His performance in the net and the saves, or generating offense in the transition, or that Fu Manchu.
Absolutely. 7 goals in the 4th quarter for Panther City. They win it 16-10. Next week, Panther City is off. Saskatchewan visits Las Vegas. Once again, the final score 16-10 for Dalton Jernigan. Maggie Hale and our entire crew in Fort Worth, Texas. I'm Rob Boone. Thanks so much for watching, and you have been watching the NLL